Red house is down there. I see a little driveway to the left. I actually see some structures, I think. Yeah, we're almost here. But anyways, folks, very scenic. You get the idea. Jared and I are hiking down. It's a very rugged area. Anything could be out here. You guys see how vast it is. I sit there and try to make remarks on my videos. There's no Bigfoot here. This is not close to civilization. There's a million places where man hasn't been. And there's a million places where something... There it is, look! Look, there it is. See the house? Through the trees? To the left?
No.
Right here.
Oh, I see it. Wow.
That's the red house. Ah.
Right. You know that guy? I think there's a way out because I don't think he would ride his bike back here for nothing.
There is, but...
We should probably take that then because I really don't want to hike up all these hills again, man.
You're going to have to. It goes uphill.
Check your GPS for us, Joe.
There, it doesn't show it. The GPS is limited.
Wow.
But look at that.
Oh, the car.
That's the old car. Yeah. Isn't that awesome, dude?
And look at this little valley. Oh, a bridge. Oh my god, this place has everything.
It does, isn't it? It's pretty awesome, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, Jared and I, we just got done eating lunch. And it was pretty enjoyable. You have to understand, with views like these, and a picnic lunch, and these old structures, back in a time that life was much different. I mean, the seclusion here, there was no cities or people nearby. There still really isn't. But I'm sure the caretaker who lived here had to have some unexplained things happen. Maybe some Bigfoot vocalizations, or maybe one of these creatures came around trying to, harass them to get out of the forest. Who knows? You can't talk to these people and research their experiences because they're no longer here. But I wanted to give you a brief tour and rundown of the Red House. I do feel it's important. We hiked so far to get to it. We worked so hard to get here, and we're ghost hunting it too. I hate saying hunting, so I'll just say we're using parapsychology to determine if the place is haunted by taking EVPs, pictures, different things like that. But let me tell you, surprisingly, they put a plaque here with some history, although I do know a little bit about the history. But it says, the Red House, as settlers and miners expanded in the tent towns of Virginia City and Gold Hill in the late 1800s, the water supply decreased. Soon providing water to booming mining towns was a big business. The Virginia and the Gold Hill Water Company, which is VGHWC, was built an enormous water system including a tunnel, dams, and flumes that require constant monitoring and repair. To monitor and maintain the infrastructure, the VGHWC established caretaker stations along the water routes. Hobart Station, or the Red House, was one of these stations. The Red House, reportedly nicknamed from the past Caretaker, which he's no longer with us, but Harry Red McGovern, was a station along Franktown Creek. The original residence was built in 1887 above a diversion dam directing water from Franktown Creek and Martlet Reservoir into the flume leading to Virginia City. The monitoring station generally consist of a house, blacksmith, shed, barn, summer and winter outhouses, and refuse dumps. Flume trail, you could go up to the Martlet Lake, where we had gotten a UFO photo, had a Bigfoot sighting, and some other evidence. And those, like I said, those logs would be flumed down to Carson, where they could be loaded on the Virginia City Truckee Railroad and shipped to the Comstock so that they could use the timber in the mines. Everything is connected out in this region, and so I kind of go over a lot of history so you understand how important the Sierras were to a lot of these Nevada ghost towns. They needed wood to build. There's no wood really in the desert, so it definitely was an important place. And I'll read a little bit more. In 1877, the Virgina Gold Hill Water Company established phone lines between important monitoring stations and company headquarters in Virginia City. 30 miles in length, these connections were incredible achievements for that era. You guys, I have showed you, there are many rusted, broken pipes. Those date back to the 1800s. Now they're rusted, they're broken, they're sitting in the woods, stacked up. But it still gives you an idea. Those are pieces of history, and we've shown you a lot of the water piping system. And back in that time, yeah, it was quite advanced. I mean, for the 1800s. They had brought water from Tahoe or Hobart Reservoir, and they brought it right down into Washoe Valley and up over into the Virginia Hills or mountains, right into Virginia City, which was a huge town, you know, easily 10,000 people living there, hundreds of mansions and beautiful buildings and mining claims and hundreds of, I mean, we're talking hundreds of miles of tunnels. If there was ever an earthquake today, those tunnels would collapse, and the whole town of Virginia City would also collapse with it. And, you know, when I was on the Flume Trail, which is a few miles from here, I was in a serious biking accident. Went over the handlebars, hit a small rock on the way down, and I hurt both my wrists for about 8 months. And it was pretty hard. I couldn't even snap the button on my camera to take photos. Again, we take a lot of risk, and anything could go wrong at any time. So we understand that, you know, and I learned to cope with it. And here we are today. I mean, we're still at it. It says that the phone line that was here was operational in 1957, and you can still see remnants of Jeffrey Pine telephone poles, wire, ceramic and glass insulators, and phone line boards and pegs on tree trunks. The phone line, again, operated till 1957. It says, if you look, similar glass insulators were used at the Red House. I haven't seen these insulators or these telephone pole lines. I'll definitely keep an eye out for them. I'm going to give you guys also a tour as soon as I'm done with a little bit more history. And you know, this is mainly for history buffs. You got to understand that if a lot of fires in the Sierras destroy a lot of ghost towns and historic sites. And so, you know, this place may not be here next year or the next year after that. So it's important we do a thorough history and investigation of the property, obviously. And on February 13th, notice the 13th, in 1911, thick ice caused the Hobart Dam to collapse. Floodwater slammed into the Red House station. It destroyed the house, damaging outbuildings. The wives of the Red House and Marlett station attendants were both inside the house and were killed. The Red House attendant, also caught in the flood, survived. Hey, Jared, multiple people were killed in this house. When the Hobart Dam busted, it like killed multiple people here. Do you see why I want to ghost bust this place and take EVPs and readings? Because these people died, they drowned. They didn't just drown. Like when it hit the house, they were like thrown out of the house and just carried down for like miles, banging against trees. That's scary stuff. This place has a tragic history to it. Totally tragic. A year later, the house was reconstructed uphill. In 1955, the dam collapsed again, causing minor damage. The last year around, a tenant lived here in the 1940s. Yes, it's been abandoned over 70 years. And the house served as an emergency shelter back in the 1960s. Nevada State Park acquired the property in 1963. And so let's give you a little bit of a tour. You know, we have obviously the old vehicle. It's rusted. I'm going to take a funny Halloween photo. You know, but I mean, peace to my fans and supporters. And I'm sorry if I don't look all beautiful for you guys, but I've just hiked 6 miles and thousands of feet up over into the Sierras. And I'm telling you what, I'm not feeling so handsome today, but I am feeling good enough to just keep on going and just find as much paranormal as I can while I'm up here. Although the red house is the red's obviously fading. Its name reportedly derives, according to interpretive panel in front of the yard, from the name of Harry Red McGovern, as I said. He was a caretaker, and the house had many caretaker stations along the water routes. And let's not forget, Virginia City wasn't the only one that was brought water. Also Gold Hill, which is an awesome semi-ghost town, really close to Virginia City. We've done some cemeteries and places out there. There's a haunted saloon and hotel I want to do. It's got a lot of activity. You know, this place here is phenomenal. Yeah, you have stone walls. This was hand built, you know. This is what dreams are made of, man. I mean, back then, this was a nice house. And look at that. The window's bad, but you can see into the house. And most of it's boarded up. But you can come around. See, that's what it looks like from inside. So it's not a very large home. But again, it was for the caretaker, maybe his family. Wow. And it's still early. It's like 3:30, but you know, it's going to take us a few hours to probably get back, so we got to hurry up and start track finding on the Hobart Reservoir. So we can only spend maybe 15 more minutes here. Just so many projects we've done today. But it's a nice place. And there's some rooms that are just so dark you can't see nothing. But you got sheet metal. You know, you come down here, besides it had a porch. I bet you it was nice to sit on the rocker and just enjoy that scenic view. Put a rocker there, but wow. Yeah, we'll definitely get in there and take some EMF readings and EVPs. I'll lock it up on my way out. I mean, a lot of people are inconsiderate, but that's not me. When I come to these places, hey, Jared, we can go inside. But we'll wait, because I'm going to have to use flashlights and all that. Yeah, look at that. Wow. This is amazing. I didn't think I'd be able to go into the red house, but they don't have it locked up. I would like to extend the forestry a great, kudos for keeping this place open so that people like me who enjoy history and our viewers can actually see what the red house looks like, not just on the outside, but the inside as well. And we'll come back maybe with more video footage in a little bit as I take EVPs and EMF. So just bear with me, you know. Place is still deplorable. I mean, look, you have Looks like an old telephone or telegraph machine, to be honest. Wow. This place is really awesome. But it says, if you look, red house renovation completed in cooperation. I don't see much renovation, but okay. I'm sure the place got a little work. The roof seems newer, so maybe that's what they renovated. The stairs look fairly newer. And of course, we also have one last building. Red house, it doesn't say anything, you know? Yeah, this place, there's no way they didn't leave that unlocked. But come around the corner, and you have a pile of wood. So this is the only building we really can't get inside. Sorry folks, but I will be able to, I'll come back with my flashlight and I'll do a more in-depth look inside the red house. And I'll have Jared hold the flashlight and I'll take some readings of the EMF and some EVPs, because there were deaths. I'm not saying on this very site. The house was moved a little bit away from where the dam had collapsed. They had rebuilt or renovated it and moved it, but not very far out of the way of Franktown Creek, which Franktown Creek runs nearby. And it's still a pretty, it's been a dry season, but the creek is still pretty active. It's not rapids, but there are some waterfalls and things, and that's unusual for October. In the spring, yeah, the snows melt and rage in water. So here you go, folks. The red house at its finest. We are in the middle of the Carson Range. I wanted to give you guys views of Lake Tahoe, but I'd have to hike. There are some big mountains, but Lake Tahoe is to the left. If we went further up the road, we probably could get a glimpse of it kind of to the left. It's hard to say. There's some big peaks throughout the rim area. We officially started from the high desert into the Sierras, or we went right over the Sierra Nevadas from Carson City, and we climbed over, and now we're around the rim of Lake Tahoe. We're in the Tahoe Basin, basically. But amazing stonework. The walls are made of stone, and I'll cherish this. This is officially, at this point, a ghostly investigation. I could imagine if multiple people died in the flood, even if the house was built a couple 100 feet away. I am sure there are ghosts on this property. It was a traumatic experience. People died. They probably didn't expect it. They were sitting there probably eating dinner, and then the dam broke, and all of a sudden they heard a big noise, like rushing water, and maybe rocks and debris and crackles. And next you know, you might look out your back window and see a 20-foot wall of water, and it just basically would break all the windows, flush you out of the house, and could carry you for a couple miles down into the canyon or ravine. So, the force of that water would just throw you up against trees and rocks, and that would be it. So, that's a little bit of a travesty. It's got a dark history. It is a good place, don't get me wrong, but death has occurred here. And so this expedition today is special, because not only did we bring you, we did get some Bigfoot evidence. There was a track with some toe impressions. You gotta question that. Doesn't make sense. And now here we are, we jumped from Bigfoot to ghost, and hell, the night's still young. We could be hiking back as the sun's going down. We might even see some UFOs. Could get all kinds of paranormal topics that we deal with, or subjects tonight. Anyways, I know this video is strung out, but I really wanted you guys to enjoy the Red House. I mean, it was a far hike. We worked hard to find it and get here. We did it on foot, no horses, no mountain bikes, no vehicle, no Jeep, nothing. And we're here, so we're going to give you guys the best. The people that continue to make kind comments on YouTube and our Google Plus community and through our Facebook page and all the supporters. It's just been wonderful. We thank you guys. And you could understand that I need your support so I can continue to bring you places like this. This is not something you're going to see driving to it, or, you know, this is hidden up in the middle of the Humboldt-Tiobe National Forest. This place is remote, it's secluded, anything could be up here. But if you don't go out and you don't try, you're not going to succeed. So we will do a full investigation before we leave. Anyways, folks, this is the Red House. I'll bring you an inside tour. I got to get a flashlight. This is your founder of the Paranormal and Ghost Society, Lord Rick. And check us out when you get the chance for over 1,100 paranormal and historical preservation and adventurous expeditions and investigations. www.paranormalghostsociety.org. And as you can see, one more thing, pay close attention. This is a heavily forested peak. It's remote. Slide Mountain is off to the right, but it's blocked and obstructed by these, well, hold on, let me zoom out. These are mountains in here, so tight quarters, you know, you got mountain after mountain, and these woods get thicker and thicker. And this ravine, you look down here, look at that. Anything could be back here. So always remember, folks, keep an open mind. I mean, that's why they call it paranormal. And there are some things that cannot be explained. It doesn't mean that there is no explanation for it. It means it just takes people like you and I to take the initiative and go out there and make light of the truth. Good or bad, the truth is out there, and I believe, I've seen a lot over the years. This place is remote, and I bet you at night it gets a little strange back here, I'm sure. Whether it's ghost, Bigfoot, or a UFO encounter, anything is possible. But if you don't go out there and you don't go do the field work, you will not expect any results. You will not get any. And so all the results we post, they might seem like they're all the good paranormal stuff we get might seem good, too good to be true, but it's not. It's because we put ourselves in this position to be at a place like the Red House. And I think people need to understand, of course we're going to get evidence. We hiked miles, we climbed mountains to get to this place, and now we're going to spend time investigating it. So the things that we do, the reason why we get evidence is because we work hard. That's the difference. That's what it comes down to. We didn't come here to play, we came here to work. And we're doing just that. Thank you, everybody. Let me bring you some inside footage. Okay, folks. We're entering the Red House. Digital recorder, EMF detector. We do have other gadgets too, but let's go inside and let's do an investigation. Are you here with me? Give me a sign you are here. Switch my flashlight around too. Some areas are dark. Be careful not to fall through the floor. I don't see a fireplace in here, you know, but looked like an old, maybe a pantry. And that was her kitchen stove. But look in the sink. Check this out. What do you think this is, man?
I don't know.
Look. There's like, it's like an old telephone. There's like a bell and, I don't know, like a telegraph machine maybe. They had to have some communication. Anyways, this would be the bedroom. Be careful of the floors. Holy crap. And that would be a closet, see? But yeah, there's... Wow. Keep an eye for EMF spikes, okay?
Yeah.
If that thing jumps, I'll want to know. Here's the second bedroom. This house actually had a couple bedrooms. On the back side's like some chicken coop or something else. But I don't see a fireplace, so how do they keep warm? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's the... Oh, wait. You know what these are?
Beds.
Well, it's not just beds. Hold on.
This must be the master room.
I don't know, but look how small these beds were, man. Just, I mean, not beds, but the bed. You can see the springs. Let's go in here. I need light. Whoa. Give me some light, man. That's a small little entryway.
That's what you show right around.
Oh wait, this was the bathroom. This is a broken toilet, man. This was a crapper. Look at this little passage, man. Oh no, the wall's broken, but look. Here, give me some light on the cupboard. There you go.
That's cool.
This is... Oh yeah, this is...
Except it's rat poop.
Huh? Well, there's gonna be rodents. Hold on. What's it?
I don't know. Table, maybe?
Okay, here, folks, we have like a kitchen table. Let's try to get closer. There we go. This place is spooky in its own way. Here we got another room. I thought this passage here looks like a stable or something.
Yeah.
They probably had a horse or two.
Yeah.
Watch the ramp. Yeah, this is like a barn, man. But there is no fireplace. I mean, maybe they had a wood stove at one time, but look. This is what I was talking about. Give me light in here. For chickens, maybe, in here. What's wrong with your light?
There you go.
I can't. Here. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah. It's just a little square room. But look at this. I mean, this is basically... How's the EMF? Has it spiked? I gotta duck under without collapsing this hole. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to make sure these beams are not safe. I just crawled underneath. I'm a big guy, and then it comes back around outside. But definitely, you can't get in there. I tried.
Oh, there's people up there.
We'll set up the tripod here.
Alright.
Do a Halloween picture. We'll do one on the deck. And then we're going to do a regular one of just you and I. And then we're going to head out, okay? Yeah. I'm going to look to see if there's a smokestack. Because they had to have probably a wood stove, not a fireplace, you know? Maybe, I mean, I don't see no fireplace, so... So anyways, folks, I know that it was the footage was kind of dark. I may be able to brighten the footage using an editor, but as you can see, this is the house. I'm going to look real quick on the back side. Actually, it was snowing up here a couple weeks ago. You can get snow in September. There it is. That's where the wood stove is. See the stack?
Oh, yeah. place or something.
Well, there was nothing in the room.
Yeah.
But in the corner, there could have been a wood stove. That's a wood stove smokestack, not a fireplace, not a chimney. We've done some EVP work, no EMF spikes. I will go in real quick. I'll take pictures and I'll add them in this video so you can see. I'll put the flash on so you can see what the inside looks like. And Jared, thanks for your help. We'll take some personal pictures and then we're out of here. We hear some people. There's some people giggling, so must be other hikers. But relatively it is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Remote, secluded. There's not really anyone out here, especially with it almost being November.
Yeah.
So, nice place. If anybody has any questions, you can always comment on my YouTube. I answer all sorts of questions about ghosts or if you need paranormal help or you just want to know about the history or even like how to get here, the location, I can help you with that. This is a nice place and it should be shared. It's very deplorable. As I was leaving the red house, which is at the top of the hill, the sun's starting to go down. It gets dark early here fast. I noticed the ground was extremely saturated. Now, I understand people pee outdoors, but this is so saturated. This spot has been here since we arrived at the red house. And when I came back, you can see my fist. Okay, that's a lot. You got to think about it. That's a lot of urine. I'm not going to smell it. I'm not going to lick it. But I'm making a point that even for a human, I mean, that's a good gallon. Half gallon right there, you know. It's like somebody had to go, but look. Look how deep this is. It just keeps going and going. And I guess my point I'm trying to make is that I was once on a hiking trip. It's up in an area near Noble Creek and Noble Canyon. Amazing hike in the high Sierras. And there was patches of snow. Because it was a mild winter beginning, so there was only like a little bit of snow, but it was spring, now that I remember, and the snow was melting, so you had patches, right? But I remember I was in Noble Canyon, and on my way back from the trail, heading back in the evening, I found a large track, and not too far away from that area I found urination, and it was a 6-foot area that was saturated in yellow urine. And I thought to myself, you know, what? Did a rhinoceros urinate here? Horseshoes, cool. Let's go, man. But I'm saying that it had to be massive. It could have been a bear, but it's like we just missed it. It was fresh. Now that urination, it's so deep, and in one area, it's not very wide, but it's like someone went, you could see it drizzle down, and then it's, obviously, it's urination, because it starts with a stream or thin line, and spreads out into a puddle. Well, I spent an hour at the red house, and it has not dried up. I just dug it down an inch, and it's an inch saturated. We're talking, whatever peed a half gallon to a full gallon. But there is no strange prints, animal prints, So, I don't know, man. But I have to be, as a cryptozoologist, I have to analyze everything. under scrutiny. Skepticism, too. Could be a human that just had to go really bad. But at least I'm being honest, you know? At least I'm being thorough in my work. I'm not saying Bigfoot pissed there. I'm saying it's possible. Very possible. Just like something bent down real quick, went really close to the ground, like it kneeled. You know, maybe it ducked down behind some bushes. Sun's still a little up there, but when it goes behind the high Sierras, it's dark out here. So even if it's early, getting back to the Jeep, it'll be dark already. Here you go. Deep Canyon. Say bye to the red house, man.
Bye.
I'll miss you, red house. Or rusty brown house. Yeah, rusty brown. So, we're out of here. Kind of an awkward situation when you think about it. I'm sitting here discussing urination. But I'm discussing it on a scientific level. You have to think of Bigfoot. He has to go to the bathroom. He's a mammal to a degree like us. He is here. But the whole point is that like at Burnside Lake, you and I were hiking in the woods, and we found massive piles of stool with plant life, maybe even some meat. And it wasn't human looking. It was huge piles, 8 inches, 9 inches tall, just gigantic. It's, and I've never seen so many piles. It was using that area as a bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just speaking, I'm trying to share my experiences, I guess, to try to use them in comparison of my finds here. I think here is pretty strange. I don't know. It's remote, anything could be out here. But I got to focus on my hike, and I got to get trucking, so I'm leaving the red house behind. This is where, when the Hobart Dam broke, you had water that just, you're talking the force of Mother Nature just being released all at once, just killing multiple people at the house. So yeah, we did do a ghost investigation of the cabin. I think that was a good call. All I'm saying is you should be thorough with everything. TV shows, every place they go, they get something. We don't get something at every place. But we can get some speculations going, some theories, some discussions and debates out of it. Even if it isn't Bigfoot urine, it's obvious the urine was deep and has been sitting there all day long. And so we have to open up our minds to the possibility that this is still a wild creature, and it's going to do its business wherever it feels like. It owns the forest. It can go. I told my son it could be up in those trees, sitting there. You can't see it; it blends in, high up in the trees, and just watches. So you just don't know. We had rocks thrown at us at one time, and I believe it was in the trees. And I should have done a little more looking up, and I didn't. But the rocks were coming. They weren't coming from straight in front. They were coming from above. And so it means that something was up in the trees throwing rocks at me and my son, trying to get us out of there because we were measuring Bigfoot tracks. They don't like that. But I got to go, folks. I got to go. Much peace, the mast, love. Thanks for your support. The journey home is going to be intense. We may even have some Bigfoot activity as the sun starts to go down. Peace, man. This is Lord Rick. Peace.